Occasional teachers, chers collègues d'OECTA, you have an important choice to make. My name is Diane McIntyre. I would like to explain why you should elect me as your occasional teacher representative. As an occasional teacher since 2004, I recognize the challenges that exist in OT and LTO work. Initially, a sense of OTs being isolated impelled me to join the Occasional Teachers Executive. I served as counselor, as secretary, and for the last 6 years as the Occasional Teacher Vice President. In developing a response to this feeling of isolation, I have served on or chaired the legislation, professional development, and collective bargaining committees. I have sat at the Occasional Teachers Bargaining Table twice. Some of the important projects and accomplishments that I have worked on during this time are these. I have worked with individual members who have contacted the office, if required, to help bring forward their concerns. I promoted OT professional development by helping organize workshops on LTO interviewing skills, orientation for newly hired OTs, and Google Docs. I coordinated the OT PD grants. I communicated with members, preparing memos and newsletters. In regular meetings at the board, I advocated that occasional teachers should receive their own personal board email address until this became a reality in June 2017. I worked with local and provincial counterparts on the fair hiring regulation, which we actually negotiated. One of my tasks in the last 2 years has been to institute a system to monitor the board's hiring practice. I raised the concern that schools need to provide technological devices for OTs. There should be no onus on occasional teachers to bring their own technology to the classroom in the course of completing an assignment. We had it put into the contract that all OTs would receive keys to the classroom so they can safely perform their duties. In our meetings with the board, we constantly raised issues about the call-out system, leading the board to replacing it in June 2018. Monitoring the above is an ongoing task. I will continue to develop initiatives to promote the inclusivity of OTs and to bring OT issues forward. In this collective bargaining year, we must defend our rights with the school board, be paid for the work we actually do, and be treated professionally as teachers, not supplies. You, occasional teachers and OECTA colleagues, are important to me, your experiences, your questions, and your issues. I am committed to making your working lives better. I ask you to elect me, Diane McIntyre, as your occasional teacher representative. Merci. Thank you.
The second candidate running for the occasional representative is Angelica Persson.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Angelica Persson, and I'm standing here before you because I'm ready for change. I'm standing here before you because I believe we all deserve it. Don't be fooled by my thick accent or the occasional grammar mistake. All my life I've been told my voice is strong, my convictions are solid, and my dedication to a cause is relentless. If you will elect me to be your OT representative, you will give us a voice, and I will ensure all of your concerns are heard, and more importantly, I will fight for them to be actioned. Here is why I feel that I am right for this position. I have a master's degree in education, nursing and business administration diploma. I have been certified to teach in Ontario since 1993 and have taught at the schools at Foreign Affairs, National Defense, Carleton University, Ottawa Public and Catholic School Boards, and I have been working as an OT for almost 15 years. I have been a member of our union for all that time too. During my career as a real estate agent, I sharpened my negotiation and mediation skills. I loved representing my clients and getting the very best for them. And so here I am now, ready to represent all of you and get very best for all of us. I have spoken to many of you already, but my goal would be to hear from all of you if I'm elected. I want to start an open dialogue about things that matter to us the most, like respect from our peers in our school communities that we always seek but not always get, like being recognized as an equal member of our education community. We are called that, but I'm not sure we always experience it that way. Like working way over and above the contract outline hours and duties, like not being able to get even one day off when we are sick and cannot come to work. I know our purpose is to cover permanent teacher sick days, but we are people too. The list can go on and on, sadly. Even as your union representative, I will continue to work as an occasional teacher and be with you down there in the trenches. I cannot promise you quick change, but I'll start by focusing on enforcing the existing contract that is constantly being challenged, leaving us to carry the burden of the problems that frequently occur in the system. I'll bring our most important issues to the contract negotiation table. The 3 minutes that I'm allowed for this conversation are not enough to address all the issues that we face, but it's enough to tell you that I do care and I'm here for the right reasons. I also feel that with the changes ahead of us, we need someone strong who will stick up for you. I appeal to all of you to answer the question, are you happy with the way things are today? If the answer is not a huge yes, then there is a room for improvement. In my opinion, there is a huge need for a change. Let's fight for our future together. It's finally time we are heard.
So, time for questions. If you have any question, again, please identify yourself and to who you address your question.
Well, this is me to both occasional representatives, candidates for position. I've been an occasional teacher for 10 years, and I've talked to a lot of other occasional teachers over the age of 40. And there seems to be consensus that ageism exists quite prominently in school work. And it's been made worse by with the introduction and the adoption of so-called fair hiring practices. Before that came in, anybody could apply for jobs. Now, with the adoption of the fair hiring practices, it seems to me that's a mechanism to screen a lot of people out, screen them out from even being able to apply for
So could you come to your
long-term
question?
positions. So what are you going to do to address that problem?
Diane, you want to start?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do.
So I will respond first. The OK fair hiring practice is to give all OTs who apply, or all people who apply to a job, a fair chance at being acknowledged for their seniority. So if they are over 40 and they have 20 years of seniority with the board, then they are at the top of the list as long as they qualify for the job. I don't see it as a hindrance. It was meant to improve the situation.
Angelica?
I am a person over 40, so I guess I can identify personally to that question. There are many things that needs to be addressed. This is one of it. I think for the ideas that you need to speak about this matter, I would need to go into I believe in the rule of law, and I believe in the contracts. I believe into something that has to be followed that already signed. So to address that properly, I don't want to say something big right now. I just would like to go sit down and look line by line what is there, what needs to be done, and then I would probably ask people what they want personally, who experience this kind of situations and concerns, what they would like to bring into the table to add to that kind of documents that are already in place. So.
Thank you. Other question? Could you identify yourself, please?
Brian Sano, I'm OT president. I would like to ask for both candidates, what do you see as the greatest challenge for OTs in the coming year?
We'll start with Angelica first.
Well, it's year-to-year issues. They tend to carry from year to year, and lots of it needs to be actioned and dealt with. We have a new government in place. It's a lot of challenges coming up, and they're unforeseeable. None of us know what's coming up and where we will end up. So therefore, I feel that I am right for this position. I have fresh views on the situation. I've been in business of being occasional teacher for 15 years, and lots of things has to be done that are unknown so far, but like I said, I believe in looking into the paperwork. I believe to look at what is there, start from there, go on, and I will have, I believe, a support of the union people people who are there, who have lots of experience, and I'll rely on that as well, on their advice.
Diane?
Often we find ourselves reacting to situations after the fact, or receiving the information and then trying to develop a policy to deal with it. I think the biggest challenge is to organize a network of vocational teachers so that they can bring us the concerns in a more timely fashion that allows us to be alerted, develop strategies, or look into, research the issue, develop strategies to bring forward initiatives that would be advantageous to the OECTA Association. This is done in collaboration. Progress is a process. First you find the issue, then you develop answers to it in collaboration with OECTA members and executive, and then you present an idea that will address the situation. Hopefully, this is done in a way that you continually go forward. You always forge ahead. You don't look back. You forge ahead.
Thank you. Other question? Could you identify yourself?
So my name is Natasha Rakočević and I am a supply teacher. I want to ask Ms. McIntyre in particular, because she's been here active for quite some time. Do you have maybe an idea how many permanent supply teachers we have? Those are teachers they've been supplying for, let's say, more than 5 years. For some reason, they don't have an ability or possibility to forward, to keep going, to advance their careers. I wonder why. I personally seeing student teachers coming and then seeing them in the school where I work getting LTOs while I'm still just applying. I wonder why. I never figure out why. So my question to you again is, do you have any idea how many of us are in that kind of situation? Has that been addressed at all? Because I tell you, it's very sad, very serious, because we would like to have careers too, we would like to move forward. We have our families, we have our dreams, yet being overlooked over and over again. I can't believe that's happening today. Thank you.
Well, my answer to that is that it's complicated. I would need to speak with you and ask you some questions so I get a better idea of why you're not being considered. If you're following the board's application process, then the jobs are put on the board website and you are to apply to them. I would first ask if you apply to these jobs, because if you have that much seniority with the board, then you should, and you are qualified for the job, then you should be considered for the job first, because you have more seniority, and that's what the fair hiring process is about. So I would need to speak to you more closely about why you are not being considered for jobs.
Thank you.
No? Other question? So that's ends our evening. Thank you to all the candidates. Good luck. And thank you everybody for coming, and don't forget to exercise your democratic right on May the 15th, 16th. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.